Have you ever wondered why a limited time offer makes your heart beat just a little bit faster? Well, it turns out the same part of your brain that kept your ancestors safe from, say, a saber-toothed tiger is now influencing what you buy online. So let's dive in and uncover the new rules of business, starting way back with our ancient brain. It really all comes down to this one question. What is that hidden wire that connects that ancient instinctual feeling of fear to the very modern everyday act of clicking add to cart? Believe it or not, the answer is deep inside our own brains. So, to understand why we buy, we first have to understand the ancient wiring that's inside all of our heads. Let's start with a look at your brain on fear. What exactly is fear, anyway? It's not just a feeling, right? It's a survival mechanism. It's our brain's natural, hardwired response to potential danger. And it's designed with just one goal in mind: to keep us safe by forcing a super quick decision. Do I run, do I fight, or do I just freeze?
Okay, so meet the star of the show, the amygdala. The best way to think of this tiny little structure is as your brain's internal alarm system. When it even thinks it senses a threat, it pulls the fire alarm, setting off a whole chain reaction throughout your body to get you ready for action. So how does this whole thing play out? Well, it's an incredibly fast three-step race. And the key thing to notice here is that the emotional reaction, that's the amygdala's fight or flight signal, it happens before the rational brain, the cortex, even gets a chance to weigh in. Emotion gets a head start. And that split-second advantage is something modern business has absolutely learned to use.
Okay, so how does that internal brain process actually translate to our external behavior? Let's map out the surprisingly predictable journey that all of us take as shoppers. You know, this journey pretty much always follows 4 stages. Think about buying a new pair of headphones. First, there's awareness. Your old pair breaks. Then you've got consideration. You spend like an hour watching reviews online. Then comes the decision. You finally pick one and add it to your cart. But it's not over. That post-purchase stage is when you actually unbox them and decide if you made the right call. Now, what's really fascinating here is that for businesses, this isn't just a journey. It's a trail of data. Every single one of these stages, from the ad you click to the time you spend on their website, is being measured. This data gives them a super precise map of our behavior, a map they can then try to influence. Right. And that leads us to a really crucial point. Businesses don't just sit back and observe this journey, not at all. They actively try to shape it using powerful psychological principles that tap right back into that ancient wiring of gain and loss, of pleasure and fear. And this right here perfectly illustrates one of their most powerful tools. It's called the framing effect. Just look at these 2 statements. Mathematically, they mean the exact same thing, right? But which one makes you feel better? The positive frame, 90% satisfied, it kind of triggers our brain's reward system. The negative one, 10% unsatisfied, subtly triggers our anxiety. Same fact, totally different feeling. And you see this everywhere. A discount isn't framed as you avoiding a higher cost. It's about you enjoying a discount. A product isn't defined by its tiny 1% failure rate. It's framed by its 99% safety rating. It's all about emphasizing the positive to build trust and make the whole offer feel more like a gain and way less like a risk. So, okay, we've got the psychology down. But how in the world does a business apply these principles to millions of individual customer journeys all at the same time? Well, that massive challenge is where modern technology comes in. They're doing it at scale with artificial intelligence. I mean, we've all been there, right? Struck on hold with customer service, getting different answers from different people, and just feeling totally frustrated. Those classic problems of slow responses and high costs are exactly what AI is now being deployed to solve. But look, implementing AI isn't some kind of magic wand. It's a highly structured process. As you can see here, it involves everything from defining clear goals and gathering massive amounts of data, all the way to testing and constant monitoring. It's a very deliberate workflow designed to make the AI as effective and reliable as possible.
And the result of that whole process? For one big e-commerce platform, this is the magic number: 85%. That's the percentage of customer problems their AI chatbot solved instantly without a human ever having to get involved. For us, that means no more waiting on hold. For them, that's a total game changer.
So when you put all of this together, the deep understanding of brain psychology, the mapping of the customer journey, and the sheer power of AI, what you get is a full-blown revolution in how business is done. The author, Andrew Selman, really sums it up perfectly. Data is the fuel for this new retail engine. It's the thread that connects our primal brain, all our fears and our hesitations, to the personalized experiences that now guide our purchases every single day.
The core ideas from Salmon's work are pretty clear. First, data isn't just numbers on a page anymore. It's a core business asset. And using this asset, the future is all about personalization, making you feel like a company just gets you. The companies that are going to win are the ones who can get instant feedback from that data and adapt on the fly. But with all this power comes a massive challenge: protecting our privacy.
Which leaves us with a final, pretty provocative question. As businesses get better and better at using data to understand our ancient brains and guide our modern behaviors, you have to ask yourself, if data is their new most valuable asset, is the price we're all paying for this convenience our own attention? It's definitely something to think about.